I'd never gone through the wilderness of finding a new job until January. Even fresh out of college, I had a job lined up almost immediately due to some networking contacts. I'd never gone through this immense period of time where I was wondering what I would do and who I would be. I knew and I'd known what I wanted to be and do for a career since I was a junior in high school. Or at least, I thought I did. As I previously mentioned, I had anticipated being at my first job for at least 2 to 3 years, if not considerably more. The first 6 months were tough, but I felt as if things could only get better. I had thought my future was well planned prior to my graduation from university. A few years back, my older brother remarked that he was jealous of me. And I was flabbergasted. In my opinion, he was the far more likable, sociable, better looking, and more athletic of the two of us. What could I possibly possess that he didn't? The answer surprised me. He told me he was jealous that I knew precisely what I wanted to do at an early age. And then a few months ago, I quit the job that I had waited and studied several years for. The job that I had hoped for and dreamed about for so long. Why? Because I couldn't keep going? Because I wasn't strong enough? Because I was a quitter? Because I couldn't do all the things they asked me to do? Maybe I wasn't the right fit. Perhaps I wasn't the person they wanted me to be. I couldn't help but feel like I was letting everyone down. And yet, despite my misgivings and the uncertainty, I chose to walk away. For much of my life, a single word has plagued many of my memories, choices, and thoughts. And though I cannot read your mind, I'd imagine a particular word stands out at times. If. The questions and statements swirling around in our heads are undoubtedly endless, oppressive, and consuming. Over this period of time since I walked away, questions of what if invaded my headspace. During the first month, I couldn't help but occasionally think of my old job. What if I had chosen to stay at my job nearly 5 months ago? What if it had gotten better? What if there was something amazing waiting for me on the other side, but I was too tired, too weak to persevere? What if I made a huge mistake? What if I remained out of a job for 4, 5, 6 months? Then what? And while those questions have largely faded, they do still appear from time to time. Like when I'm lying in bed and staring into the gaping darkness of my room. Recently, I've been pondering uncertainty and its association with the word if, sparked by the approach of the unknown. As soon as the end of May, actually. And while it's not set in stone, it is almost certain that I will be leaving home and moving to start a new job in a place I've never been and know no one. At first, I was reluctant to even consider it. I've never wanted to leave where I am. It's been nice and familiar. With the level of my parents' excitement, you'd think they were the ones who had gotten the job. If I had to be honest, this truly feels like the first time that I'm the one who is saying goodbye, rather than the one whom others had said goodbye to. I've said goodbye to my brothers and many of my closest friends throughout the years as life has taken them elsewhere. And while I left home for university, there was always this notion that I would return home for an extended period of time with the various holiday breaks scattered throughout the school year. But this time, it feels more final, somehow. Like the end of a book, but not the series. And the fact that I won't be present anymore fills me with profound sadness. Like not regularly seeing the cutest dog in the world, or having the chance to meet my niece as she enters this world, but I digress. For me, leaving something behind is never easy. Be it a friendship, a landscape, a possibility, or a memory. That when I leave, things will never be the same ever again. That these moments will fade into distant everyday memories. And yet, despite how uncomfortable and as scary as uncertainty can be, I'm starting to think that there's a certain magic to it after all. A possibility of adventure, of the heart skipping a beat, of where dreams begin, bonds are forged, where the spark of inspiration is born. I'd like to imagine... No. I know that many amazing inventions, stories, romances, and friendships come from the word if. How boring would it be to live the same day over and over again? To reread the same story knowing all of the twists and outcomes, or to play the same game over and over again? How stunted and complacent would we be as people without something to galvanize us to change? If we knew exactly whom we would fall in love with, would we learn to be a better person or seek to do all the outlandish things that love makes us do? If we knew who our closest friends and confidants would be, would we still put in the same effort into loving others regardless of what might happen down the line? If we knew what we would be and how great we would be at something, would we still be willing to try and experience new things? So maybe I don't know. But maybe that's okay. All I can do is move forward in search of a better tomorrow. And really, that's all anyone can do. I'm not saying that I won't fall on my face sometimes. I will. A lot. And I'm not saying I love uncertainty, change, and the word if. I can't lie and tell you that I'm not scared. I can't lie to you and tell you that staring into the great wide unknown leaves me unfazed. But I think, for this period of time in my life, there's a little magic after all. For all the people I'll meet and experiences I'll have, maybe a little bit of the unknown is okay after all. And as the season becomes one of departure in my life, all I'm filled with is a profound sense of appreciation for what has been, what's currently happening for me, and for what's to come. A song that I've been listening to recently is called Great Wide Unknown by Pealeaf from the game Imposter Factory. Oddly enough, I listened to this song in the days prior to me quitting my last job, and here I am listening to it in the days prior to my departure. But I think it puts to words many of the emotions and feelings I myself am processing and taking stock of. Gratitude for the past, appreciation for the present, and excitement for the future. And while I will not be playing it in this video, nor singing it for you, though my singing voice is pretty good, I think, give it a listen. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you all again soon.